Hi, this is Ruchika from Blue Lotus Designs, earlier known as Caterpillar Designs. Today, I'll show you how to make this beautiful jewelry box with the decoupage techniques. The first step is to take off all the hardware from the box and prepare it for sanding. Sanding is a very important step because it makes the box smooth and it also makes the edges nice and clean. Once the box is sanded, we can start painting it in the color of our choice. Here I have used a pink acrylic paint since the person I'm making it for loves pink. You can use acrylic or chalk paint, whichever one you prefer. And don't forget to give it 2 coats of paint all over. After the paint is nice and dry, we can start with the decoupage process. For the glue, I have used Podge in matte. If you have a different decoupage medium, you are free to use that. The results are going to be the same. Just make sure that you get the glue well into all the corners as well. If any part of the base goes without glue, you will get an air bubble under your paper. I have already measured the size of the paper I would need and have it ready for use. I am using a pattern paper that I had with rustic print on it. It just complements the elements I will use on top of it. Make sure you press the paper onto the glue so that there are no air bubbles. Once that's dry, apply another layer of glue on top of the paper. Now here I've taken a piece of sponge and I'm dabbing it onto the glue before it dries. This helps in eliminating any streaks that might have come due to the brush used to put the glue. You can use any soft sponge that is available for washing dishes. Now comes the fun part of layering the fuzzy cut elements to decorate your box. I had earlier decided on the images I wanted to use off camera. This saves me time and also helps me plan what elements would go well together. One by one, put glue on the back of the paper and stick it to the desired position. You can cut any extra bits off that might not be needed. If you're wondering what the term fuzzy cut means, it means carefully cutting specific images or patterns from paper. Once I finish placing all the elements onto the box and I'm happy with it, I will seal the paper with decoupage glue once again and dab it with a piece of sponge like I did earlier to eliminate all brush strokes. It's time to decoupage the bottom of the box now. I cut the paper I want to use a little bit bigger than the size required for each side of the box. After putting the glue on the box, I place the paper and press it all around so that there are no air bubbles in the paper. You can also use a squeegee tool if you want. Make sure you wait for some time for the glue to dry a little before sanding off the extra bits of paper. Usually, to occupy that time, I stick the paper on the front of the box and then on the back before sanding. This gives the glue some time to dry off. I'm using a 220 grit sandpaper to sand off the extra bits close to the edge of the box. Applying texture paste. I first mask off the area where I do not want the texture paste to be applied. I am using a stick and style stencil by Redesign with Prima. It has adhesive at the back, which really helps when using in narrow spaces like this. This stencil is called Tea Rose Garden and comes in a roll. These are reusable, so you can wash them and reuse the piece. They have many different designs available, so do check them out. You can use any brand of texture paste. Here I have used modeling paste by Artist Loft. You can find these at Michael's. Once you lift up the stencils, you might have some extra paste on the box. Just remove that with your fingers. Just repeat the same process of adding texture paste on all four sides. However, remember that every side needs to dry before you can add the next one. The step of adding texture paste to the box is completely optional and it's up to you if you want to put it or not. I did it because I thought it would just give an extra oomph to the box. Once the texture paste dries, it has a very rough feeling to it. So to smoothen it out, we can use the sandpaper and that will give it a very smooth and finished look. Paint over the paste using the same color paint as that of the box and then wipe it off with a sponge. This process will highlight the design in a very subtle and beautiful way. Repeat the process on all four sides. Now that we have almost finished working with the box, we are going to seal the entire box with polyacrylic varnish. Here I'm using Minwax polyacrylic in ultra flat matte. You can use any, it doesn't matter. If you like glossy, you can use it in glossy, or if you like matte, you can use it in matte. It doesn't matter. Varnishing the box is an important step because it helps to protect your work and it lasts longer. In case you ever drop some water on it or anything on it, you can just wipe it off. It's not going to destroy your box. So it's this is an important step. In case you don't want to use varnish, you can also use any type of furniture wax on them, but clear wax, that too would protect the box. One more tip that I would like to give you guys is that always keep your brushes separate. Your paint brushes should be separate from your varnish brushes. Your glue brushes should be separate from your paint brushes and varnish brushes. So just label your brush that you're using. Don't mix them, because once you mix them, they don't last that much longer. Plus, you won't get the desired result from your brushes. I have these brown velvet lining that you can find on Amazon. They are self-sticking. So you just take out, if you remove the paper backing, you can see it has glue on it. So I'm going to use this for lining the drawers and the bottom of the box. So here I have first cut all the lining papers to the size that is required for each part of the box. And then I remove the backing and just stick it onto the area. I will be doing the same for the inside of the box, that which is the bottom of the box, as well as for the two smaller drawers. The adhesive behind the linings are not very strong when you initially put it. So in case you have to just lift it up again and reposition it, you can do that. However, once it's stuck for good. To make the ring holder for the box, we need hair rollers, which is easily available in dollar tree, or you can just order it off Amazon. I think they come in different sizes, so you can order the one that is required for your box. First, remove the metal rod that comes inside of these foam rollers. Just pull the button up, and you can easily remove it. After measuring, it seems that I would need 3 rollers for the insert space. Cut the 3 pieces to size required. Once done, I have wrapped each roller with the same lining paper as before. And now I have my ring holder ready. Putting the lining paper in the box gives it a very beautiful finish. For the last step, I attach the hardware back onto the box. I found this beautiful metal butterfly in my stash, which I think will look amazing in the front of the box. I attach it with E6000 glue. It's an industrial strength glue and will make sure that the attachment doesn't fall off. If you have made it this far on this detailed tutorial, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the process. Do try out the techniques I have shown and don't forget to share it with me. If you have any questions or need a clarification for any of the process that I have shown here, do leave me a message and I will definitely get back to you. Please do like, subscribe and share this video as it gives me a lot of encouragement to keep making more tutorials for you. Happy crafting!